For my events, I went to the New York City Teen Author Festival. It was The Things Fall Apart, World Building and World Destroying in YA. The Teen Live program spotlight current cultural trends and important mainstays that inform the lives of today's teens. It was an interactive game show evening with 8 different authors, which included interviews, readings from novels, audience-incorporated games, and Q&A. The overall night had a Hunger Games appeal. The hosts were dressed up, and the audience was referred to as tributes when they were brought up to the front to participate in the game show events. The 8 authors were Anna Carey, the author of the Eve trilogy, John Scovrin, the author of Misfits, Sarah Beth Durst, the author of Drink, Slay, Love, Lisa Price, the author of Starters, Lauren McLaughlin, the author of Scored, Anne Hetzel, the author of Circle 9, Andy Marino, the author of Unison Spark, and Jeff Hirsch, the author of The 11th Plague. After the event, I was able to talk to about half of the authors and discuss how they became published authors and or any advice they have for aspiring writers. The first author I was able to talk with was Anna Carey, the author of the Eve trilogy, who said she worked as an editor in children's publishing for 3 years at HarperCollins before getting a master's in fiction from Brooklyn College. She said that seeing and working with other writers gave her the courage to begin her own books. When she began writing, she had already met and known her editors while working in publishing. Lisa Price, the author of Starters, said that when she's writing, she begins with a character who is put in an unusual concept in order to allow the reader to experience an emotional roller coaster ride full of surprises, fear, hate, and love. Lauren McLaughlin, the author of Scored, grew up in Massachusetts and worked in the film industry for about 10 years, advancing from a production assistant to a line producer to eventually writing screenplays. In 2000, she found herself writing what appeared to be a novel and decided to pursue writing. She had written 2 novels that were never published nor sold until her debut novel, Cycler, was published in 2008 by Random House Children's Books. Anne Hetzel, the author of Circle 9, told me that after graduating from the University of Notre Dame, she worked many jobs, such as an assistant to a literary agent and even an editorial assistant. She stated that she wanted to be a writer for as long as she could remember. However, the path to publication had been long and hard. Once she decided to work towards her MFA, there was never a moment when becoming a published author was not the final goal. Currently, she is working as an associate editor at Penguin. The last author I was able to talk with was Jeff Hirsch, the author of The 11th Plague. He grew up in Virginia and began writing poetry and short stories in junior high. He attended the University of Virginia's Young Writers Workshop while in his teen years and studied acting at East Carolina University. Afterwards, he got an MFA in playwriting at UC San Diego. A couple years after grad school, he wrote his first novel, which was an adaptation of one of his plays, but was never published. 6 months later, he had finished the first draft of The 11th Plague and is currently working on his next novel, which will be released in October. Overall, the entire night was fun and lively, and each author advised the audience, as well as any other aspiring writers, to basically write what you know about. If you stick to what you know, then your novel will be interesting as well as believable. Thank you.